use multiplication or do we use division? Let's go and have a look at some examples of how we can decide. When we need to work out the total number of items, we use multiplication. Here are some equations you might see where we would use multiplication. 3 multiplied by 0, something divided by 4 equals 2, or 7 multiplied by 8. In each of those examples, we don't know the total. When we know the total, but we need to work out the number of groups or items, we use division. You might see equations like this. 8 multiplied by something equals 16. 32 divided by 4 equals something. Or we have a total divided into 3 groups with 4 in each group, and we don't know our total. So we'd use division for these. Let's look at some examples now where we're using multiplication. Each team in the dance competition has 8 dancers. If 4 teams took part, we would have 4 multiplied by 8 equals 32 dancers altogether. 4 groups of 8 dancers makes 32. If no teams took part, we would have 0 multiplied by 8 equals 0. So no dancers are taking part. Here are some times we need to use division. When we need to share among groups or find out how many groups we can make, we use division. Suppose we have 16 dancers and we wish to put them in teams of 4. How many teams of 4 can we make? Well, that number multiplied by 4 gives us 16. So we can use division to go backwards here. 16 divided by 4, because each team has 4 dancers, means we can make 4 teams. And we can check that 4 by 4 does equal 16. Let's look at some mixed examples now. 3 multiplied by 8. Here we need to work out how many we have altogether, so we don't know our total. 3 multiplied by 8 means 3 groups of 8, so we multiply these numbers to get a total of 24. You could also add 8 3 times. 8 plus 8 equals 16, and another 8 makes 24. That's 3 groups of 8. This is a bit different. 8 multiplied by nothing, or 0. Well, we've got 8 groups of nothing, so no matter how many times we multiply those groups, we still have nothing. 8 times 0 equals 0. Anything times 0 will always give you 0. This time we've got 32 as a total, and we need to divide by 4 to see how many groups we can make. 8 groups of 4 make 32. So in this example we know that we've got 32, we divide by 4, and that tells us we can make 8 groups. We shared our 32 into groups of 4 and made 8 groups. If we need to find the total, we use multiplication. If we know our total, we use division. And if we have 0 times anything, it's always 0.